What's going on, guys? RedWolfVion here with another GBO2 suit overview video. Today we have the Gerbera Tetra. You know, some people love this suit, some people like it, some people hate it, but we're going to jump right into it. Looking at the arsenal, for your main range weapon, you have the Gerbera Tetra beam machine gun. It does include focus fire. With the focus fire, shot does inflict stun. And then you have the Gerbera beam saber. It focuses and uses like pretty much any other beam saber. And the only sub-weapon you have is the ARM 110 machine gun with 30 bullets before you have to reload. And this is ballistic, as again, the main weapon is machine gun. We're going to look at the skills real quickly here. You have the high spec AMBAC. You level 1. You have force injector level 2. You have your high performance balancer level 1. And you, of course, have your maneuver armor. However, you do have it at level 2. You have melee combo control level 1, emergency evasion system level 1, and you have high performance radar and scope both at level 1. Now, without getting into details before, I'm going to say there's a couple of builds that I've tried playing with this suit. I personally would probably do stuff that will help you move, because this suit overall is a fast suit. For example, for one build, I would suggest, or in some cases, you know, pick as you see it. If you want to boost around and dash a lot, you can use some forced cooling system, so you can get some recovery from your overboost when it overheats, or you can get thruster recovery. Now, I want to make sure you guys realize the thruster recovery is different from overheat recovery. Okay, overheat is when you actually overheat and it recovers faster. Now, I would suggest putting a little bit of both there. I have thruster recovery speed. You would want ranged beam weapons recovery from overheating, because how the gun fires, it fires in spurts. It's like a semi-automatic. As well, if you decide to focus fire a lot, I'll be honest with you, I don't overheat a lot, but this is just one build, and you want to fit in some ranged attack in there. Overall, this is more ranged attack and recovery mobility. Now, another build I would suggest, which is probably my go-to build for this suit, however, is giving a little bit of HP. You want to give it a little bit more range boost, attack. You also want to up that speed of the thrusters as with the actual speed itself. That way you'll be that much mobile on the battlefield. Now, keep in mind, you won't have as much recovery time with your thrusters, but depending on the stage you're on, you may be able to bob and weave in and out of cover, or as long as you can keep moving and circling your enemy, they won't be able to knock you down. And for the sake of making things a little faster, I do have the precision focus ring on this build. So again, that's thruster control system for your increased thrusters, high spec cruise control for a little bit more speed, ranged boost plus 10 and ranged boost plus 7, forced cooling system, which will reduce the recovery time from thruster overheat by 10, because if you do decide to do your evasion roll, you might want to recover sooner than later. And precision ring will help charge up a little bit faster. And again, the new model frame, if you have it, these are just my personal preferences, guys. You don't have to build it the same way as there for HP. So when it comes to combat, the suit excels with mobility and constantly doing a little bit of damage. Now, the beam machine gun, you can just tap it and you'll shoot a couple of bullets here. The neat thing about it, if you do this in succession, if you do it maybe twice in a row on the same target, they will take a stagger. As the focus fire also staggers your enemy, so take advantage of that. Be very careful, because it takes a little bit to recharge normally, because the cooldown in this gun isn't the best. Now, up next you have your Gatling Gun, which if you land about 10 shots, around 10 shots, you'll actually flinch your enemy, giving yourself or allies an opportunity to move in or pull out. As far as the beam sabers go, you have your right slash, your left slash as normal, and you also have your forward slash. And finally, the interesting thing about this is your thrust. So your thrust, your down saber attack actually is a lunge, and the lunge is actually, it covers a lot of ground. It doesn't like what the hitbox covers a lot of ground. You can hit multiple enemies. Be very careful doing it because the animation is kind of long. So the last thing you want to do is get caught in the open while doing this animation. So I would suggest canceling out of this almost instantly. As soon as you can, make sure you cancel out of it after you hit your target, if you hit your target. Now, I will also mention the beam machine gun is the handling isn't the best. As you see here, you can shoot a target and it's going to pull up. So make sure you're always shooting and aiming instead of just hip firing. Now, it pulls up very, 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 very often. Every shot it pulls up. So make every shot count. Now, as far as combos goes, I would probably suggest your standard charge to melee combo. Now, for example, you can hit your focus fire, you can release, change to your saber, hit him with that thrust, switch out, and I like to actually switch to the Gatling gun and get my positioning well instead of actually going in for another swipe. However, in some cases, you may find it hard to connect after that initial takedown of the combo. You can always actually dodge to do it. But, you know, to each their own. I don't like wasting my dodge rolls on something where it's going to keep me vulnerable. But keep in mind, guys, the best thing you want to do here is to lay it on your enemy. That way, they're just going to get bombarded with flinches. For example, you can constantly shoot them with your Gatling gun, they're going to take a flinch. You can constantly shoot them with your beam machine gun, they're going to flinch. So keep that in mind. This suit is really good as long as you're constantly hitting the enemy and not missing your mark. For some reason I think of a bee when playing this suit. Or a wasp or something. I don't know. You're constantly stinging your opponent and it builds up over time. This is a good suit to practice. It doesn't have a large kit, but it does require you to use speed as your ally. Take advantage of all your speed boosting. Take advantage of your mobility. You can run up on someone, take them out, and put in work. Mind you, it's not a stealth unit, so be very careful. People will see you coming a mile away. Just get in, get out, do what you got to do, and call it a day. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. If I forgot something, let me know. If I was incorrect, let me know. If I forgot an important detail of the suit, let me know, and we can update the description below. But aside from that, this is a very, very nice raid suit at 550. Now at 600, it's not my go-to raid suit, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Test it out, see it for yourself, because I just might suck with it and you might be better. But until the next one, stay out of trouble and nothing but love. Peace.